If you're thinking of moving to Valencia with your family, but you're not sure which neighborhood to choose, then this video is for you. After exploring many different neighborhoods in Valencia, I carefully picked what I believe are the top 5 neighborhoods based on things that are the most important to families, such as proximity to good schools, parks, safety, convenience, entertainment, and more. I'll even share my personal favorite neighborhood, which is an up-and-coming hidden gem in Valencia. Let's go! First up is a neighborhood that perfectly blends the old with the new, Campanara. Campanara is one of the most popular neighborhoods in Valencia for families, and what makes it so special is that you get two distinct vibes in one area. You'll see gated communities with shared swimming pools, playgrounds, and underground parking. Then, just a short walk away, you have the historic old Campanara, which feels like a peaceful village with its narrow streets and charming low-rise buildings. For the kids, the location is a dream. You're right next to three of Valencia's best green spaces: the famous Turia Park, the massive Parque de Cabecera, which feels like a piece of wild nature in the city, and the famous Bia Park Zoo. It's also right next to a massive Carrefour supermarket, which is one of the biggest supermarkets in Valencia, as well as the Mercat de Campanara shopping mall, which even has a movie theater with movies in English. In terms of price, you'll find some 3-bedroom apartments for as low as 1,500, but if you're looking for a more modern apartment in the newer part of Campanara, expect to pay at least 2,000 euros. My husband's friend lives there and pays 2,500 euros for a 3-bedroom apartment. So there is a big difference in price between nice modern buildings and older ones. Next on our list is Beniferi. This area is just northwest of Campanara and is often seen as its modern extension. One thing you'll notice about Beniferi is that it's surprisingly different than other neighborhoods in Valencia. Even though it's relatively far from the city center, it has lots of modern high-rise buildings. And the first time my husband and I discovered this place, we were quite surprised. We expected just to see more old Spanish apartment buildings, but we were shocked when we discovered that it's full of modern high-rise buildings, which is rare to see in Valencia. The main street in Beniferi is called Corts Valencianes, and it's a large avenue with lots of hip restaurants and modern apartment buildings. Many of the restaurants have cool interior designs, like the Beguin restaurant, which resembles a rainforest, or Voltereta Casa, which resembles a Mediterranean villa. And the apartments are really nice in this area. I'm talking gated communities with pools, gyms, and a luxury vibe. Beniferi is definitely a more upscale, affluent area. We saw 2 sports cars and plenty of well-dressed people. It really has its unique vibe that is completely different from the rest of Valencia. It feels like being in the downtown of a big metropolitan city, but in reality it's just a small neighborhood outside the center of Valencia. So if you value convenience and a modern urban lifestyle, Beniferi is a fantastic choice. It's also incredibly well connected and safe. You'll find plenty of green areas and playgrounds tucked between the modern buildings, and it offers excellent access to the main highways, which is perfect for weekend trips out of the city. And its proximity to Campanara means you have access to all of the same conveniences that Campanara has to offer. As you might expect, living in this premium neighborhood comes at a price. A 3-bedroom apartment will cost you at least 2,300 on the low end, but if you want to live in one of the more luxury apartments right on the main street of Beniferi, prices can reach over 4,000 euros. It's not cheap, but for families with a bigger budget who want that luxury big city feel, Beniferi is the top choice. Our third neighborhood, Peña Roja, is the definition of prime real estate in Valencia. Your backyard is essentially the city of art and sciences, and the neighborhood is bordered by the Turia Park, which gives you endless space for bike rides, picnics, and family strolls. The housing here is exactly what many remote professionals are looking for: modern, high-quality buildings, many of which include pools, gyms, and private parking. And if you get an apartment here, you may have an amazing view on the city of art and sciences and Turia Park. It's a premium lifestyle, and it's one of the most sought after areas in Valencia for a reason. It's safe, streets are wide and clean, and it's home to two large malls, El Corte Inglés and Agua Multispace, which has arguably the most luxurious movie theater in Valencia, called Ocine. You have everything you need with walking distance, with an endless variety of stores and several great schools nearby. The biggest downside is that it's such a desirable area. It's, of course, on the pricier side. A 3-bedroom apartment will cost an average of 2,200 euros to 2,700 euros a month. It's also worth noting that there are quite a lot of cars and traffic here, so it's not as quiet as some of the other neighborhoods in Valencia. It's lively and busy, but if these things aren't a deal breaker for you, then you can't go wrong with Peñaroja. It's practically the definition of prime real estate in Valencia. This next neighborhood is one of Valencia's most exciting up-and-coming areas, especially for families. I'm talking about Malia. Malia has seen a surge in new construction, meaning you can find modern apartments with all the amenities you'd expect, often at a more accessible price point than in some of the other more expensive neighborhoods we've discussed. And since most of Malia was only recently developed, it has a completely different vibe from the rest of Valencia. In other neighborhoods, old buildings are the norm, and the new buildings are rare, but here in Malia, it's the opposite. And you feel like you are in this brand new neighborhood with sleek modern buildings everywhere. The only downside to Malia is that it's a bit far away from the center. It's in an area that is more isolated, and although there is a bus stop nearby, there is no metro connection. And it's not very convenient to take the bus every time if you want to go somewhere. So I recommend getting a car if you plan on living in Malia. That being said, Malia is still a lot more walkable than most neighborhoods in the US. It has its own park called Malia Park, where you can go for a walk with your dog. And we were also surprised to see a large community garden right in the middle of Malia. So right in the middle of Malia Park, there is a community garden, which is quite impressive. We see all these people working on doing gardening. And I asked one lady, how does it work? How can a person have here a piece of land and grow whatever plants they want? So it's not that easy. There is a waiting list of 200 people who want to have here a piece of land and grow some vegetables, some berries. So it is 70 euros, around 70 euros per year that you have to pay to the local government to have here land. Plus, there is around 60 euros just for maintenance part. And if you're not taking care of your land, then you are kicked out of the place, and then they take another person from the waiting list. So this is impressive. We see lots of tomatoes, corn, cucumbers, some strawberries here. It's a cool activity to do in the evening, for example, after work, and it's very relaxing. And this is something I see in Valencia for the first time. So here, just in Malia neighborhood. Despite being further from the center, Malia is a self-sufficient neighborhood with everything you need for daily life within easy access. It has a few grocery stores, restaurants, and cafes. It's also next to La Fe University and Polytechnic Hospital, which is the biggest hospital in Valencia and one of the largest in all of Spain, as well as the private Vitas Hospital. For an ultra-modern 3-bedroom new-build apartment in Malia, you're looking at 1,600 to 1,900 euros, and there are even some 4-bedroom apartments for 2,000 euros. The final one on our list is Cuadraas. This is a large, dynamic district that has seen lots of new development and is designed for modern family living. Cuadraas is in a great location, not directly in the hectic city center, but still close enough for easy access. Downtown Valencia, Turia Park, and the City of Art and Sciences are all just a short walk or tram ride away. It has a more local vibe, and you'll see plenty of families around enjoying the parks and playgrounds. There is a mix of new and old buildings here, depending on the area. Some buildings will be quite old Spanish residential buildings from 80s. So if you're looking for a more modern one, you'll need to look on the street Carrer Antonio Ferrandis. It's also next to El Saler shopping mall, which is a nice modern mall with a large variety of clothing stores, restaurants, and a big Carrefour grocery store. Overall, Cuadraas offers a good mix of modern and traditional Spanish-style buildings. It's not a super touristy part of Valencia, and rent prices are cheaper than the other neighborhoods I've mentioned so far. In Cuadraas, you can find a 3-bedroom apartment between 1,300 euros up to 2,000 euros per month. As a rule of thumb, the closer you get to the City of Art and Sciences, the more expensive the apartments here will be. So it's time to sum up all the neighborhoods we've seen over the last couple of days. So what would you say was your favorite family-friendly neighborhood here in Valencia?
It's so hard. I love them all, honestly, but I'd say a toss-up between Beniferri and Malia. Those are both incredible neighborhoods, just very unexpected, like hidden gems. Super modern, like Beniferri's this high-rise kind of skyscraper-esque like buildings outside of the city center, which I didn't even know existed here in Valencia. And Malia is like this incredibly new residential kind of area where there's just so many modern new buildings, and it has everything that you need. So I think I'd say those two because they were just surprisingly interesting and unexpected. How about you? What's your favorite?
I do agree with you. So before, my favorite neighborhood was Peñaroja, and I think I was mentioning about that in my previous videos. However, now after discovering that modern part of Malia, I probably would say Malia.
Yeah.
I know that it's still not fully developed. The area, we saw some constructions going on, and they're building some parks and roads, but I don't know, I think the overall vibe, I liked how peaceful that was. Because Beniferi and Peñaroja, it's a bit more loud because it has main roads, so traffic and wide streets, so more people. Malia is on the quieter side, and I really enjoyed that community garden and yeah, it's how clean it is, how peaceful it is, affordable as well for the luxury modern buildings you are getting and for all the amenities, so the value is there. So I would say, yeah, my top choice would be Malia.
Good choice. I love it.
So here you have it, a real look at 5 of the best neighborhoods in Valencia for families. Choosing your neighborhood is an important step, but as you know, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. The visa process, securing an apartment, enrolling your children in school, moving your pets, and navigating all the paperwork can feel super overwhelming. So if you're planning on moving to Spain in the next 3 to 6 months and want professional help with the entire process, you can book a consultation with me and my team. We provide a one-stop shop to help you with everything you need to relocate with your family. Click the link in the description to book a call. And if you're not quite ready for a call and you are still in the research phase, the best place to start is with my visa checklist. If you're a remote professional who works online, you can download my digital nomad visa checklist. And if you're planning to retire or live off savings, my non-lucrative visa checklist is for you. They break down every document you need step by step. The links are also in the description below. And if you're looking more for an American-style suburb that is further outside of Valencia, I recorded another video on the best suburb near Valencia. Click here to watch it next, and I'll see you next week. Hasta pronto!